Deep in the heart of the Southeast Asian wilderness, where life breathes in rhythm with the rain and death lurks in the shadows of the trees, a struggle beyond imagination is about to unfold. This is a story of courage, of instinct, and of a bond between humans and nature that defies fear itself, because today, in the unforgiving wild, a team of brave souls will risk everything to save a gentle giant from a nightmare no one thought possible, a giant mutant python. The jungle at dawn is a living symphony. Birds announce the first light, mist coils around towering mahogany trees, and the air is thick, heavy with the scent of wet earth and ancient secrets. But beneath this beauty, something is wrong. Very wrong. The animals sense it first. The monkeys stop chattering, the deer freeze mid-step. Even the cicadas fall silent. A tremor ripples through the undergrowth. Not from the wind, not from thunder, but from movement. Something massive, sliding, unseen. In a remote reserve on the edge of the Ayutthaya forest, park rangers have been tracking strange signs for weeks. The disappearance of goats, wild boars, even a full-grown crocodile. The evidence points to a single predator, but no known snake could account for such destruction. Until today. At 7:42 in the morning, Ranger Somchai receives a desperate radio call from a local farmer. A wild elephant, a young female known to villagers as Mina, has been heard trumpeting in agony near the river basin. The call is short, crackling through static, but one word stands out clearly: snake. The team mobilizes immediately. Within minutes, 3 all-terrain vehicles roar through the muddy trail, their tires slicing through the mist, headlights cutting beams into the dark green. Each ranger knows the risks. They've faced poachers, flash floods, and territorial tigers, but none of them expect what they're about to face. This isn't just another day on the job. It's a descent into a primal fear that has haunted humanity for millennia. By the time the rescue team reaches the clearing, the sight before them stops them cold. There, half submerged in the shallows, lies Mina, trembling, gasping, her massive frame twisted in pain. Her legs are pinned, her skin tightening under the crushing grip of something unimaginable. Wrapped around her body is a python. But not just any python. This creature is enormous, at least 60 feet long, its scales shimmering like dark steel, its girth wider than a man's chest. Its eyes glow with an unnatural yellow hue. It's a mutation, the result perhaps of illegal toxic waste dumped upriver. A perfect predator, now grown too powerful for its own ecosystem. The laws of nature have been broken, and Mina is paying the price. Ordinary pythons rely on stealth and strength, suffocating their prey with precision. But this one, it moves with unnatural speed and intelligence, as though aware of its own monstrous evolution. It senses the intruders and lifts its head, hissing, a sound like pressurized steam escaping a vent. The rangers freeze. For a moment, the only sound is Mina's panicked breathing, each gasp a desperate plea. Then Somchai gives the order. Form circle. Keep distance. They know they can use tranquilizers. The dosage for a creature this size is impossible to guess. One mistake could kill the elephant instead. This is a rescue, not an execution. The team splits. 2 men rush to distract the python, waving torches and firing blanks into the air. Another prepares a steel cable snare, their only hope to loosen the serpent's deadly grip. The python strikes. With terrifying speed, it lunges toward the flashing lights, its jaws snapping shut just inches from Somchai's arm. The men stumble back as its massive tail sweeps across the clearing, smashing branches like twigs. This is not a battle between man and beast. It's a battle for balance, for survival itself. One ranger, with nerves of steel, manages to hook the cable around part of the python's body. Another secures the line to a gnarled tree trunk. But the serpent thrashes violently, tightening its grip around Mina in a show of pure, primal power. The elephant lets out a heart-wrenching cry, a sound that echoes through the forest like thunder. Every instinct in the rescuers screams run, but they don't. They dig in their heels, pull the cable with all their strength and pray the tree holds. Their faces are masks of determination, their muscles straining against an impossible force. Somchai knows brute force won't be enough. They need leverage. He spots an old logging winch near the river, a rusted relic from years past, and shouts for it. Two men race to attach the cable to its drum while another cranks the rusty engine to life. The winch groans, its gears protesting, but it catches. The cable tightens, inch by painful inch. The python's body begins to shift, coils loosening just slightly around Mina's chest. She gasps, her lungs filling with air for the first time in minutes. The rescuers seize the chance. They drench the python's body with cold river water and sand, anything to weaken its grip and break its focus. The snake thrashes harder, its immense power threatening to snap the cable, but the winch keeps pulling, its metal gears screaming under the strain. Minutes stretch into eternity. The jungle vibrates with chaos. The shouts of men, the scream of metal, the roar of the elephant, and the chilling hiss of the serpent. It's a scene from a nightmare, brought to life in the humid air. Finally, with a convulsive shudder, the python releases part of its coil. Mina collapses into the mud, struggling weakly to rise, exhausted but free. The rangers rush to her side, forming a human barrier as the python retreats a few feet, coiling again in defiance. But they know this isn't over. If it attacks again, none of them will leave alive. Somchai signals one final desperate maneuver, the flare trap. Using improvised materials from their emergency kit, they ignite a ring of magnesium flares around the snake's perimeter. The blinding light and intense heat create a barrier of fire, disorienting the predator. The creature recoils, its unnatural eyes flashing, and then, with a violent twist, it slithers back into the dark river, disappearing beneath the surface with a haunting ripple. Silence returns. The only sounds are the crackle of the dying flares and Mina's heavy, relieved breaths. The rangers, covered in mud and sweat, stand in stunned silence, watching the spot where the monster vanished. They saved the elephant, but they know the creature is still out there, a new, terrifying variable in this ancient wilderness. For today, courage won. But the jungle keeps its secrets, and the battle for balance is far from over. Thank you so much for watching this incredible story of bravery and survival. If you were moved by the courage of these rangers, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that explores the wild and untamed corners of our world. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.